Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Just Like You show. I am your host, Alexis Christine, and I am a spiritual mindset coach and Reiki master, helping women break through their limiting beliefs, rewire their brain, and manifest the life of their dreams. Just Like You is a podcast for all of the divine souls looking for guidance on their healing and ascension journey. We explore the depths of the universe, hold space for vulnerable conversations about spirituality and self-development, delve into the esoteric things like how to manifest, star seeds, the astral realm, and shed light on taboo topics such as plant medicine and so much more. I am honored that you are here to take this journey with me. I want everyone listening to be able to leave each episode feeling inspired and having learned something tangible to take away into their day-to-day life. If you feel called to work with me or explore this work deeper, please reach out at imalexischristine.com or you can DM me on Instagram at iam.alexischristine. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Just Like You show. I'm your host, Alexis Christine, and I cannot believe we are almost at the end of season 2 of the Just Like You show. It has gone by so fast. I actually am shocked. But I'm really excited because this has been something that's just been super fun to do. And I've gotten great feedback from you guys. And I'm just so grateful for the amount of support that I have received on this show. And I cannot wait to start season 3. So today we have Alyssa LeBlanc joining us. She is an actress, a spiritual comedian, and is a content creator that focuses on the amazing healing properties of psychedelics and plant medicine and really just bringing awareness to that. And as you guys know, I obviously do quite a bit of plant medicine. I have a couple episodes on here talking about my ayahuasca experience. And on today's show, we're going to go through kind of her experience and how it's helped her. She has had a vastly different experience than I have. Hers are really more centered around healing depression, and she had a lot of pretty cool, mystical, like just wild experiences on ayahuasca, whereas mine were quite tame. And I just think that with things like plant medicine, and especially something as intense as ayahuasca, it's really good to just get a full rounded view of what the medicine can do for you. And having just my experience, I don't think is enough, because they are like, every person's experience is so different, and every time you do it, it's so different. And I just wanted to kind of give you guys another perspective on what it's like, so that if this is something that you're looking to try, you can have a little bit more background information on it, a little bit more insight into some of the things that you can experience. I'm really excited for today's episode. I hope you guys love it just as much as I did. And as always, if you guys are enjoying the show, please give us a rating, please give us a review, and please share to your friends and family who you think would be interested. I just want to help as many people as I can grow this podcast as big as I can, to just touch everyone where they're at on their journey, whatever the message they need at that time is, and really just help people grow. So without further ado, let's get into the episode. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Just Like You show. I'm your host, Alexis Christine, and today we have Alyssa on the podcast with us. Welcome, Alyssa. How are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I'm so good. Thank you for being here.
I'm excited to be here.
Me too. So guys, today we're going to be talking all about ayahuasca, and I'm super excited because obviously you guys have heard my couple stories with ayahuasca, but that's just one experience, and every experience with ayahuasca is so different. And Alyssa has done it multiple times and has such vast experiences, so different to what I experienced. So I'm really excited for you guys to hear kind of another take on it and someone else's experience on how it's helped them, what they've learned, that sort of thing. So Alyssa, do you want to just start by introducing yourself, giving everyone a little background on who you are?
Yeah, my name's Alyssa. I'm an actress and content creator. I live in Orange County, California. I grew up in Seattle. My dad was a musician. My mom was like a business person. And I was always just really fascinated by spirituality. I was also very depressed most of my life. And that's kind of how I found spirituality. And it wasn't until found ayahuasca that I was able to heal that within myself.
Wow, interesting. Okay, wait. So what led you to ayahuasca? How did it find you? Or how did she find
Uh,
you?
yes, she finds you when you need to be found.
Yep.
My ex-boyfriend, who was a very dear friend of mine, we had broken up briefly and I was really depressed, drinking every night, couldn't get off the couch. We
Mm.
found out later I had an entity attached to me, but
Oh my gosh.
yeah, he saw it in an ayahuasca ceremony. He went to do ayahuasca, tried to get me to go. I wasn't going to go. He saw the entity attached to me. And when I went and did the ceremony, I saw it as well. But he basically dragged me the next month. He was like, I
Wow.
think this is going to help you. And he was right.
That is insane. I can't believe you literally saw the entity. It's funny because when I first, like, I've been wanting to do ayahuasca for so many years. And every time I had like a sliver of an opportunity, something happened where it just didn't work out. So I just, like, I knew it wasn't my time yet. But then the time where it all did work out and I felt the call and like all the stars aligned was also right after a breakup. It's really funny.
That it's funny because we broke up and then we ended up getting back together actually because it brought like
Oh my
he
gosh.
was totally a soulmate. We're not together anymore, but people come into your lives to help
Yeah.
you heal and he helped me heal so much. I'm forever grateful for him. But yeah, after a breakup's a good time.
That is amazing. So where was the first time that you did ayahuasca? Where did you go?
I went to Mount Shasta, which is a vortex of energy. And it was December and it was freezing. And I almost left because he didn't tell me how cold it was going to be. We were sleeping outside. We had to fast for 24 hours. And
Hmm.
I thought about going to a motel and ordering food
Oh my
because I
gosh.
was so uncomfortable.
No, I feel like no one prepared me for that ever. Like I did mine in Mexico. One was in February, one was in I think it was June. But both of them were still so cold. And the one in June, we did it on the retreat center and I could see the doorway to like the bedrooms. And halfway through, I was like, do I just grab all my shit and go into the room and sleep and just have my like solo ceremony there and just deal with it? Because I was so cold. So I feel your pain. I feel like no one tells you, no one prepares you for that, but it is freaking freezing and you're on the
Yeah.
floor.
We were outside.
Yeah.
We were like camping in December in Mount Shasta. Like our water bottles froze. It was so cold.
Okay. No, mine was not that cold. Your water bottles froze. Is that like, were you okay? Is that
I was okay. He kept just being like, wait till tomorrow, wait till you do the medicine, you won't care about anything. And he was
Mm,
right. But I mean, that was also my ego and the demon probably like trying to get
yeah.
everything to get me not to do it.
Okay. So I felt the cold during. So even while on ayahuasca, I would be like shivering on my little yoga mat with my blanket, like just waiting to go inside for the heat.
Yeah, I felt that too. I feel like she moves within you. Even if you have a million blankets, sometimes you can feel really cold.
Yeah. It was insane. Okay. So how long ago was that?
This was 5 years ago.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you've been doing it for a long time.
I've done ayahuasca, I would say about 32 ceremonies.
Holy shit.
Sounds crazy, but she is like my medicine. And some of those
Hmm.
were double ceremonies. So it was like
True.
two one weekend.
Yeah. I actually haven't done that yet. Both the times I've done it, it's just been one night. And I would love to go to a place where like I know people who do it like three times in a week. Like they just,
Yeah.
that and that's part of the retreat. So I would love to try that and just see kind of what happens. But yeah, 32 times. That's kudos to you because it's not an easy journey.
Every time I drink her, like an hour when it's about to hit, I go, oh my God, I forgot how scary this was. Why did I do this? Like, because you kind of forget
Mhm.
how hard it can be. But afterwards, I'm always just so grateful to myself and my higher self that I did it.
I love that. Okay, so let's get into some of your experiences with ayahuasca. I've heard you talk about how there's like not like the tunnel of death. I feel like that's the wrong word, but that's like kind of how you explained it a little bit. And just some like darker things that you had to go through while on it to be able to push to the other side. I didn't experience anything like that. So I'm really curious for you to talk about like the duality and the experiences that you've had and kind of what's happened.
It's interesting because I shared the tunnel of death, as I called it, on TikTok, and a
Yeah.
lot of other people had said they'd had that experience. And I didn't know at the time if it was just my subconscious, but I guess a lot of people do see that. And someone told me it has to do with Greek mythology. What it looked like for
Hmm.
me, it's not every time I take it, but about half the times, I feel like I'm in this boat and I can feel there's like death around me and it feels like a portal, like where death, it just feels like there's death there. And it's almost like you're in a boat in this channel of water and it's so scary. And I just kind of have to like go through it and not get out of the experience. And once that happens, she takes me to whatever I'm needing to face at that time. But yeah, it just feels like I'm like in a cemetery or something. And it also feels familiar. That's the weird thing is,
That is really weird.
yeah, even the first time I did it, I was like, oh my God, this feels like somewhere I've been before.
Do you think it's like maybe just all of your shadows and like your shadow self and the things in your life that you're like trying to avoid or you've repressed or whatever that you're kind of sailing through? And that's why it's eerie because you don't like it. You don't want to be like around it, but it's familiar because it's still within you.
Oh my God, I love that. I never thought of that way, but as you were saying that, that makes sense because our shadows are familiar things that we don't want to face. That's such an interesting way to look at it.
It just popped into my mind when you said familiar because I'm like, if it's death, obviously that wouldn't be familiar unless I mean, I don't know how many lives you've had. Maybe that is something that would be familiar to you. But yeah, I don't know. Shadow just kind of popped into my brain. I don't know why.
Yeah. Well, the thing about like, because I totally believe in reincarnation,
Hmm.
other people said they experienced it, and because there was someone told me that it when I was describing it, they said it looked like, I guess in Tarzan, the cartoon, there's a similar portal. And
Oh,
yeah, I need to watch the movie. But so I was like, maybe that is a place that we go before we, go back into the light.
oh man, maybe. That's so interesting. Maybe it's like you sailing through all the lessons that you're going to be learning in this lifetime.
Yeah.
There's so many different ways that that could go. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. But the darkest thing that I saw was the first time I took ayahuasca, I saw the devil.
Oh my
Um,
God.
oh my God. And it was like the shaman had told me, she said, no matter what you see, say to it, I'm a being of light. Do you have a message for me? And he shows up and it looks like all the cartoon devils that, we've
Hmm.
been known to see. And I said that to him. And then I was asking myself, like, what did he need? And I got this feeling that he needed love. And I gave him love and he started crying. And then my experience shifted.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
so brave for you to see that and just be like, I'm giving you love.
But it's also kind of what you were saying. Like maybe it was giving myself the devilish part of my self love,
Mm.
when you just flip that concept, like the parts I don't like about myself. But then I felt that love of Mother Ayahuasca that is like, it's like your mother wrapping you in a blanket. I mean,
Hmm.
the way I can describe it.
It's so interesting because my experiences have differed so vastly. Like, I don't think there's been a time where I've really felt the love and like the warmth from her. But then I've
Mm.
also not had any super scary or like, to be honest, even like insane visions. Like the very first time that I did ayahuasca, when I closed my eyes, I had some visions. I saw my starseed family and like I saw visuals of like the fears that I needed to get over in order to live in like true alignment and different things like that. Um, but like I've never seen any entities. I've never like, you know how when people have their eyes open and they still see things, like as soon as my eyes
Ah,
were open, everything stopped. And then the second time I took it, I literally was just purging the entire night from both ends. I felt so sick. It was like the entire night I was basically just dying the whole time. Then there was like an hour and a half where I couldn't breathe, and that was it. No visions, no messages. Like it
but
was
you're
just
better
brutal.
afterwards, though, right? Like, did you feel like even though you didn't see stuff, it shifted you?
I definitely felt like I had released some things. Like the not being able to breathe was releasing energy from the ex that I had broken up with in February because he was a smoker and it was like all of the energy that he'd passed on to me while we were together. So I got a message like that's what that was and that I was releasing for the collective, but like my stomach was still completely fucked for like a solid week after. And I've had digestion issues ever since. So I'm like, I think what it's done is exposed areas that needed healing that I was like covering up before. So it's been a journey.
How many times have you done it?
I've only done it twice, and both times I never made it to the third cup. Like I wanted to because I have a high tolerance with these things normally. So I was like, obviously with ayahuasca, like I'm gonna need as much as I can. And so
Yeah.
the first time I took it, right before I was gonna take my third cup, was when I started my purge. And it only lasted about a minute, but it was so brutal. My throat was burning. And I took that as a sign that I didn't need the third cup. Because it's like literally I had it in my hand about to take it. And I was like, nope, here it comes. And took my bucket. And then the second time I did it, I was just feeling so insanely sick. I ended up shitting my pants twice during that night. And like it, every time they played the medicine music, I felt more and more nauseous. Sage was making me feel nauseous. And I was like, there's no way I can stomach taking any more of this. Because I didn't end up actually throwing up until like, I want to say probably 4 or 5, like way after they offered the third cup. So it was definitely a struggle.
I love that you shared that. I've done that once and it was like, but it was everything that's coming out of you needs to fucking come out of you. Like,
Yeah. But it's crazy because you do fast. Like you don't eat a lot before a ceremony. So it's like, where is all of this coming from? It's
I
insane.
it seems like for me, I feel like it's like energy blocks when you're throwing up at least. Like if it's not food, it's just like I've seen stuff in my bucket that's like I've seen like demons and like, snakes and stuff. And it's partly the medicines making you see that, but I'm
Hmm.
like, I've seen myself throw up like entities.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to do more. I'm not feeling called to it right at this moment, but I definitely want to do more and like take the third cup. Like I want to be able to go all the way and just push through because I give up very easily. Like as soon as I feel like I'm not okay, I'm like, nope, I'm done. Like I don't push myself to take that extra mile. So one day I'll get there.
She also knows what you need, though, I feel like, because there's been
Mm.
times when I've taken like two or three and it felt like not that much happened because I wasn't wanting to release. But then there's been times when I shouldn't have taken three and I did. And I like left my body, went back home, was making sandwiches in the kitchen. And then I go, why are you're supposed to be like doing ayahuasca? And I was like, oh. And so I had to like project back into the ceremony. It was weird.
Oh my God, that's so cool. I actually had an experience like that literally the other night where it was like out of body and there was something happening and I couldn't speak because I wasn't in my body and I had to tell myself like Alexis, go back in. And as soon as I like made the connection and went back in, I was able to speak and like the whole thing stopped. It was crazy.
Oh my God, what caused that?
I honestly don't know. I was literally just sleeping. It was like, well, I wasn't sleeping. It was like the stage where you're in between awake and sleep. So like when your brain's in theta, you're like really
Yeah.
deeply relaxed. And my eyes were shut, but it's like all of a sudden, and this is like out of body, like different dimension. So like if anyone were standing in my room, they wouldn't have experienced this. But my door flung open and a gust of wind just started coming at me. And it wasn't like in my face. So it was like I couldn't see or do anything, but it was like when wind goes over a vehicle to like show the aerodynamics, like in a commercial, you know how you like see the wind just going around the shape. It was like that. So it was like coming at me and just going over my head. And I knew that there was like a presence there. And I was trying to say, please leave because I didn't know what it was. And I know that when they come, like all you have to do is ask them to leave and they'll go. And so I was like trying to say it and nothing was coming out of my voice. And then after trying for like 5 or 6 times, I was like, oh my God, wait, I'm not in my body. And I had to go back in my body and then I could physically say it. And then it was like all of a sudden wind stopped, door was shut, everything was back to normal. I was just like, whoa.
So wild.
It was pretty cool. I'm like, I kind of want it to happen again so I can wait and actually see who's there because I do feel like at some point I'm going to be in contact with my starseed family, like consciously, not subconsciously. And I'm wondering if that was one of their tries and I just shut it down too quickly. But we'll see what happens.
So cool.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. But that's cool that you had like an out of body on ayahuasca and you were literally at home. Like you were
Yeah.
just living life.
Making sandwiches, like like I don't know, so random, but yeah. But I
That's
went
so
back
funny.
and dealt with what I needed to deal with.
So what has ayahuasca helped you heal along your journey and kind of like what was your life like before versus after? If you were able to give people like a tangible example of how it's changed you. I know that's
Yeah.
hard.
So, I mean, I am just not the same person. So I lived in LA. I moved to LA when I was like 19. doing the acting thing, working at bars, got a little bit into drugs because I was depressed and I was trying everything, drinking all the time, hanging out with party people. I mean, it's Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And so that kind of started slowly. Like when I was a kid, I was, pretty good, and then kind of started to go down the wrong path. And it was more just because I was depressed and I was trying to fix it. So the most thing she did for me was like when my ex-boyfriend took me, I mean, I was like basically a situational alcoholic is what I would call it. Like I didn't get up and drink, but I needed
Okay.
to drink every single day. Like doing some drugs. And she basically that first night, whatever was causing my depression, I felt it be removed from my mind. Like it sounds crazy. But the thing is, like when I went back into life, there was times when I started drinking again, hanging around, not the
Mhm.
best people, that the depression can come back. You have to change your life. But
Yeah.
she took away depression that I've had since I was 13. I don't know how
Wow.
else to tell you. Like,
That is amazing.
yeah,
And
I
it
mean, I was suicidal at a couple points in my life. So
Yeah, and it is very true. Whenever you do any type of plant medicine, you always need to take the lessons and integrate it for it to actually make a difference in your life. You can't just have the experience and then ignore it and go with your life as normal because then obviously nothing's going to happen. So
yeah.
I like that you mentioned the fact that you like it doesn't just take it away. It can come back if you don't actually utilize what you've learned. But that is like I'm so happy for you. It just like you literally could feel it just like go away, like just dissolve.
Yeah, it was weird because they like it went away, and then I think it was like the second time I did the ceremony. They have the little doctors. Have you heard of them? That's what they call them. There's a Spanish word.
No.
So it's like these little beings that you can feel scanning your body. And I felt them come into me and come around my brain, and I heard them say, "She's so sick."
Oh.
and and it was like because of I don't know this lifetime, past lifetimes, and I just felt all this like my heart chakra being cleansed and my brain being cleansed, and like it's just
Hmm.
and oh, the other thing is alcoholism runs in one side of my family, and I that has been cleared out. Like I'll still have a glass of wine occasionally, but pretty much alcohol makes me kind of sick now.
Hmm.
um I don't even know, like there was periods where I'm like I'm not drinking at all, and that's probably what's gonna be the course of my life. But like she can clear out addictions, all sorts of things.
That's amazing. And I like how you called them like the little like crawlies on your skin that just like heal you. Because I'm reading like the Dolores Cannon book that I mentioned at the moment, and a lot of the interactions that the people that she's doing the hypnosis with have with their starseed family, the ETs, whatever, they literally go in during the hypnosis while Dolores is talking to them, and they're like, oh, we're fixing this, we're fixing this, we're fixing her like lower back pain, fixing her liver. Like they literally do things and just heal it within your body. So I wouldn't
Yeah.
be surprised if during the ayahuasca ceremonies, the little Spanish friends that come are like people from where you came from that are helping you on your mission and helping you clear all of the things that are like, what's the word? Like preventing you from living out your purpose.
I
It's
love
so
that,
cool.
that thought. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's in my brain because I'm literally reading the book like now. So I feel like that's like the top of mind for me, but it's so cool. I love
I
it.
think I read that. I read one of her books or I listened to the audiobook, but that sounds familiar. Yeah.
Yeah, they're so good. I love them. Um, and you also have compared an ayahuasca ceremony to like years of therapy. And I've heard the same thing, and I do understand it, especially with using things like psilocybin and LSD, how healing it can be and how much growth you can have compared to just a traditional like talking 1 hour of therapy. But can you give us your perspective on that and kind of how much it helps and how much I don't want to say more useful it is because obviously therapy is still good and it's if especially if that's what's accessible to you, but just kind of like how it differs, I guess.
Yeah, so I tried therapy a lot too when I was depressed, and that never really worked for me. And what I think it is about ayahuasca is it's like a somatic healing. Like it's just like if that's even the right word. So it's showing
Hmm.
you what you need to face. And you can take ayahuasca and not really, I guess, totally deal with your issues, but it will show you you're sad about a breakup and you're sad because of this thing that happened at 3 years old with your dad. and it causes you to see the root of where that sadness came from, and to like face it. And she also like shows it to you in such a way that it's like loving, that you can accept why things happen to you, so then you can release them.
Okay. I like that a lot.
Yeah, and like it's just, or she'll show you things that are blocking you that you had no idea was related to that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like forcing you to go to the root. And it's just like forcing you to like, and it moves through your body. Like you'll cry, you'll laugh, you'll shake. It's like being released energetically from your space.
I love that you said that because I actually had a very similar perspective. So whenever I do psilocybin or acid, I always say I get really great breakthroughs, but they just kind of give me the information. Then I need to figure out what to do with it and what it means. But when I did my first ayahuasca ceremony, it was like she gave me that same information, but then right away she gave me the answer and she allowed me to understand what it meant and how to move forward. And I was like, they're just two very different energies, but exactly like you said, it showed me the fears that I didn't even know were in me that I needed to like formally acknowledge and then release in order to be able to move on and live a more aligned life. And it was, yeah, I totally understand what you're saying. I love
Yeah,
that.
it's like you're doing the work versus
Mm-hmm.
the therapist just being like, I mean, therapy works for some people, I guess, but it's like, how does that make you feel? It's like, this is why this is happening. So,
Yeah. And for someone who's like me, who grew up repressing their emotions a lot, something like traditional talk therapy is really hard because they're asking you questions and they're asking you to look inside and talk about how you're feeling and get vulnerable. But that's literally something I grew up not doing. So being in a sober state with a stranger, like that's going to be 10 times harder. I'm not going to be able, even if I wanted to, I'm not going to be able to dig deep inside and like find those answers. So having like ayahuasca or any other psychedelic in your system where your subconscious is open, it makes it a lot easier and you can make like strides further than you would just in your conscious mind. That's how I view
and
it.
what you said about the stranger, I feel like because I've had similar experiences with psilocybin, it's almost like the mushrooms and the ayahuasca are someone that makes you not feel shame about whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a loving friend instead of like a stranger that might be judging you because you did this when you were 12.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So just out of curiosity, what are like the biggest lessons or like your top three lessons that ayahuasca has taught you?
Oh God. The one with the devil was just that everyone give. Okay. I also, this is related to another experience I had like a couple years ago. I saw the spiritual war going around and all the people that are quote unquote bad
Oh my
causing.
God. We need
Hmm?
to dig into that after because I'm very curious.
Yeah. And my main lesson was like, they're doing that. It's all happening to help us awaken. But at the end of everything, the reason that people are acting so horrible, it's we all want love and we all need love. And
Yeah.
I know it's like it's easy to hear, but it's like if everyone was giving love and receiving love, we wouldn't have problems.
Yeah.
So like really just being love, and love will like heal the world, as corny as that sounds.
No, I love that. And it's so true. It's like one of the highest vibrations.
Yeah, it's just when you're in that state, you're like, oh, I can love them because they don't know what they're doing. But then when you get out of it, you're like, so the one that comes up to me all the time, which is similar, is I'm always fighting for my light in ayahuasca. Like it'll something will tell me like just be the light. And I'm like, I know it's in here. And it's basically that we really are the light. Like we are light beings, and you just have to like figure out how to turn it on.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still doing that in my life. But that's the biggest thing. And just that everything, these are all like things that just sound like things everyone says, but everything is really just here to get us to wake up. And like even the things that like my dad recently passed,
Oh, I'm
and
sorry.
thank you. I connected with him on ayahuasca, and then stuff that I thought had happened a certain way when I was a kid, I realized that he was just trying to teach me self-love. So like everything that's happening isn't happening the way for the reason that our conscious mind thinks it is. It's really happening to get us to be these greater beings that we are.
It's happening for us, not to us.
And it's like you hear that, but then when you experience it and like have a shift and go, oh my God, I'm so glad that happened.
Mm-hmm.
It's life-changing.
Oh, I love those. Those are great answers. I know you said that it sounds like the same stuff everyone says, but it came to you to share for a reason. So someone out there needs to hear it. So I think that was beautiful. Um, can we talk back, like just jump back for a second about that experience you just said with like the spiritual warfare or
Oh
whatever?
my
What was
God.
that experience? I'm so curious.
So this was probably like 3 years ago, around when COVID and all this is happening.
Mm-hmm.
And I just opened my eyes and I was seeing stuff with my eyes open, and I was seeing like, okay, so the pictures on my wall, it kind of looks like this, like energetic beings that were like warriors that were around the circle, the ceremony. And I got the sense that they were like the spiritual gods. And they were basically like, all of you right now that are doing spiritual work, that are doing plant medicine, that are trying to raise the vibration of the planet, this is a spiritual war and you're fighting it.
Oh my God.
And it was and then I kept in my head, you know how you can ask her questions? I
Yeah.
was like, why is this person so horrible? And why are they causing wars? And they were like, if they weren't doing this stuff, you guys would stay asleep. Like it's all
Mm.
happening to get us to wake up. And also, if they had received love and were shown love, they wouldn't be doing it. So love them, even though like they're doing the most horrible things on the planet.
But it sounds similar to like the devil thing where like all he needed was love and he
Yeah.
stopped being a devil.
God, that
That's
must be
so
the theme of
cool.
my life. I just gotta remember it more
Give
often.
love.
Yeah.
That's so cool though. And you said that you believe in reincarnation. Do you know of any of your past lives or like where you come from?
I had one of my ayahuasca ceremonies. I have my family's from the Caribbean, so I do have some African blood in me. And so I've had people that were slaves in my family. So I don't know if this was my
Mhm.
life or other lives, but I did see me being a slave. But I also saw that I was able to be in the house because I was lighter skinned, which is
Mhm.
interesting because I'm pretty light skinned for someone that's half Caribbean because my mom's
Yeah.
white. And so it was things that were similar in this life that I felt shame about. Like that I was allowed to be in the house because I was lighter, and just certain relate and a relationship I had with a slave owner, and it showed me, it tied into relationships that I've had in this life with men.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was like so profound. So yeah,
That's so cool. They probably were your lives. Like, and
that's the
that's
thing. Yeah.
that's really cool. This is my first incarnation on Earth. So
Wait, what?
yeah, I
Wait,
know.
what?
I
Wait, how do
know.
you know that? And how is that possible?
Um, so I know that I'm a star seed. I always just kind of knew, and then they told me in my Aya ceremony, and then I met someone who looked at me and was like, "You're this." She just knew, which was really cool because I knew I was one, but I couldn't figure out like from where. And then when I had a past life regression, my mentor who was doing it for me, was basically told me like this is like you're a super old soul, like you're so wise, you have so much knowledge, blah blah blah, but this is the first time you've ever been on Earth. So all of your past lives have been on other planets in different dimensions, being a healer, doing whatever, but this is your first time on Earth. And I was like,
That is
it makes
so wild.
I know. And it honestly makes a lot of sense because I've always kind of felt like I don't belong here. I've always kind of felt like the odd one out. I've always looked at this like this night sky and been like, my home is out there somewhere. And like the scene in, and this is going to sound so stupid, but like the scene in Men in Black where she's sitting on the spaceship going out into the sky at the end of the night with Orion on her necklace. I've always wanted to just get in that spaceship and go with her because I'm like, that's where my home is. Like my home is out there. So even as a kid seeing that, I was like, I want to go with her. Like, and I always get like especially when I do like when I smoke weed for some reason, which I don't do a lot of, I always get very paranoid and I get this feeling of like I'm not allowed to be here. Like I'm going to get in trouble for being on Earth. And I think it all just like ties into the fact that this is my first time and it's so unfamiliar to me and uncomfortable because of the heaviness and the density that it's just like I'm uncomfortable on like all levels.
That is like, I've never met anyone that said that. That's so freaking cool.
Yeah, that's
Do you
neat.
know where you're from? What
Serious.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I do also, I personally identify with Mintalkin a little as well. So I'm wondering if I spent some time on that planet. But my origin's from Sirius. I don't
I
know if
don't,
it's A or B or C, but
wow.
yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah. It was honestly, it was like very enlightening when I finally learned that it was like my first incarnation on Earth. And when my other friend confirmed the Starseed family for me, it was like a weight was lifted off my shoulders almost. Like I
Yeah.
had an answer. It was just, yeah, it was amazing. Life changing for sure.
So cool.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping that because for those of you who don't know, Alyssa and I are going on a retreat together in a few months. But I'm hoping that one of the girls on our retreat who does the past life regressions will able to give us like more information on where everyone's from and what our past lives have been like. I'm so curious. It just interests me. I
Yeah.
don't know why.
I think we're all like connected because I went on this retreat last April with
Hmm.
the same people running it. And one of the girls that was Angel Card was like, yeah, you guys are like soul family. And I feel like this is the same thing with all of us. So it'll be interesting to see. Well, I
That's so
guess we
cool.
wouldn't have known you from a past life, but
Well,
maybe
we could
we
have like somewhere up there.
in a different, okay.
Yeah. I'd say
Yeah.
somewhere up there. You guys, I'm pointing to the ceiling and swirling my finger.
That's so yeah, that'll be so cool. Because I think a lot of us have had a lot of past lives. You obviously not, but like people that have had past lives, like I know there's been because I've also seen myself in like Egypt and
Hmm. So
stuff
this
like
was
that.
what threw me off because when I was doing like my own past life stuff, I always got flashes of like the Egyptian hieroglyphs and the pyramids. And then I
Yes.
also got like caveman vibes and like there was always like a fire burning inside a cave. But then when I spoke to my guides about it and my mentor, she basically said I was a spirit guide for someone who was a caveman. So that's where that one was coming from. And that I was one of the like sources of information for when they built the pyramids. So I was giving them the information to like help them build and create. So it's like I've been around for ages, but just I haven't been on this earth.
That's so cool. You should write a book. That's like
Crazy.
so interesting.
I mean, if I could remember more about it, I would love to write a book, but my guides are blocking me at the moment. So
Maybe they want you to be here now and focus on Earth for whatever reason you came.
I think they said that it's like there's too much information for my human vessel to handle at the moment. It like needs to mature. I don't know if they meant like physically mature or like spiritually mature before they're like gonna allow me to open that gate. Because even when I did DMT, I took 9 hits and I was still like sober. Like I didn't knock out at all. And it's like they were just like,
Oh,
no, you're not accessing this information. Like we're no. So it's
that's
been
so
a
cool.
wild ride.
That's so cool.
It's interesting for sure. I mean, I would love to be able to connect, but in time, whenever the time is right, is when they'll allow me. So
Yeah, well, I'm sure you came here for this time right now. Like that makes sense that we needed your help if you've been doing stuff on the other realms. It's like right now, like just it's so clear to me just that we're doing this work like we chose it. It's even though
hmm
like why, but
no,
yeah.
we definitely all chose it. And I love that a lot of the people that I'm coming into contact with now are like of the same mindset and they kind of understand because a lot of the people that I grew up with or just people that I would meet in my earlier years, all was like just so heavily 3D that this
Mhm.
type of conversation wouldn't even be an option. Like it wouldn't be something that either of you even thought to talk about. So I'm really happy with the way that like I'm meeting people now and like we're all very similar mindset and we're all just into this work and into just healing and helping and being a source of light. So it's really nice. It's like it's refreshing. It's very warming.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, I have a couple closing questions. So I'm just gonna go through them real quick. They're not hard. But what is something that you wish you did more of 5 years ago? You can't
Well,
say ayahuasca.
I know that's what I was gonna say. Breath work. I hadn't actually ever done
Ooh.
breath work 5 years ago, but I wish I had.
Is that something you do a lot of now?
I do, yeah. That I mean,
What
I mix up one morning it'll be meditation, one morning it'll be breath work. I kind of see what my body and my if I'm feeling blocked.
what kind of breath work do you do? Is it like self-regulating? Is it DMT producing? Like is there or is it Wim Hof even? Like are there certain ones that you try and practice, like certain routines?
Hypno breath work, which does release DMT sometimes if you're like doing it long enough and in the right state. I've actually seen like felt like I floated to a past life doing that once. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so cool.
All my ancestors around me. It was like it was the first time I did it actually. I was like, what is going on?
I feel like that always happens. The first time you try something, you have this amazing experience. And then every other time you do it, you don't get it because you have the expectation that it's going to happen. And then when you have expectations, it never works out the way you want. So it's like the first is always the best. No expectations, just go in blind. I love
Yeah.
that. What is something that you learned this week?
Ooh, these are good questions. And I feel like all I do is listen to podcasts and read. I learned that self-worth creates manifestation. And
Ooh.
I've heard that before, but I've seen it this week in my life.
Yeah, tell us how. I'm so
Like,
curious.
so it's good to visualize and like what you want, what you're desiring is because you're supposed to have it, like
Mhm.
your heart desires, but like you can visualize all you want. If you don't fully believe that you deserve that good relationship or you deserve to make a certain amount of money or you deserve to have people that love you, you can't have it. So you have to get the self-worth and do the shadow work to like go like, no, I deserve to have this type of relationship,
And
etc.
how did you see that this week? Like what happened?
I just
If you're comfortable to share.
Oh no, it's fine. I'm finally in the relationship that I have craved for so long. And other people have been good steps and like the
Mhm.
boyfriend that did ayahuasca with me, like he changed my life. But I see that I didn't think that there was always like something else. Like it was almost good, but this was weird and this was
Yeah.
weird. And I go, God, I've been doing so much work on myself that I'm like, it's like refusing to settle.
Hmm.
I'm like it's going to be this or I'm not having it. And when you kind of get to that level, then you can have it.
Oh, that's amazing. I'm so happy for you.
Yeah.
I was working with my coach yesterday and we were making or she asked me to come up with like long-term, short-term plans for both business and personal. And I reflected after that meeting that none of my goals actually had anything to do with a partner. So like I had things about like soul friendships, soul relationships, that sort of thing, but more in a sense of community and nothing actually about like wanting a boyfriend or whatever relationship wise. And it was like the first time ever I think that hasn't been top of mind for me. And so
Mhm.
I'm so curious to see now like what's going to happen when it's no longer a priority and I've kind of just let it go and like stopped the need and the want for it to like just see kind of what flourishes.
This is when it's going to come in, I'm telling you. Like now that you've gotten to that level, like it's funny how that works.
Yeah. So I'm so curious. Okay. Last one. Who is someone that inspires you right now?
Lacey Phillips of To Be Magnetic.
Mm.
I've gone in and out of her work and I'm really back deep into it right now. And I feel like she really cares about, it's not just about like having a brand. Like she wants us to all manifest what we want.
Yeah. I do like her. I like her a lot. Her work's
Yeah.
good. Yeah. That's amazing. Okay. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show today. I hope you enjoyed it.
I did. It was a really fun conversation. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Okay, everyone listening, I hope that you learned a lot from today and that you got something out of it. The light in me acknowledges the light in each and every one of you, and I hope that you have the most amazing day. Coming from two people just like you.